Welcome to another episode of the I'm Not a Hater podcast featuring your favorite not hater, Mr. Brown, at this very moment. Basically, just want to say, salute to everybody that's been listening, tuning in, watching the podcast, giving me feedback, or, spreading the word about it. Definitely appreciate it. And, been on Spotify, been on YouTube. If you know of any other platforms that have podcasting, just let me know. I'm willing to let this thing become a global thing if that's what it's supposed to be. But this week it ain't no. I'm not calling it issues, but we just gonna talk. We just gonna have a conversation. Couple topics, and then of course I'm never here for a long time. Just gonna drop some knowledge and be on my way, right? So let's get into it. All right, this situation I heard about a couple days ago. Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter on his way out of the White House, and you got people that's like up in arms about it. Like, why would he do that? But really, when you think about it, who wouldn't do that, right? Would you pardon your own kids? Would you let them out if you had the power? Yes, you would. No matter what crime they committed, you'd let them free. So Joe did exactly what any other parent in that situation would do. I don't know why you people are up in arms feeling like, oh man, he should just stay in jail. Messing around with petty Trump, Hunter Biden would be in a concentration camp in Russia somewhere before it's over with. So I applaud Joe Biden for being a stand-up dad and setting his son free. Like, let's be real. Trump would have that boy butt naked doing favors for Putin before it's over with. Like, come on, let's be serious here. He had to pardon that man and let him free before Trump took office in January. Let's just be real. Like, when you really think about it, he had to set him free. There was no other way that was going to work. Okay, like, cut it out, people. Feeling like, oh my gosh, how could he do that? What do you mean? So you telling me your kid do something, you the president or in charge of something, you gonna leave your kid there? I highly doubt it. You're not gonna do it. So don't sit here and act like you are, because we all know the truth. You're not going to. Let's just be real with ourselves. Yo, on the hip hop tip, on the hip hop side, big shout out to LL Cool J, right? He's a living icon. He's a legend. He built the legendary Def Jam Records. And he's basically been on this. He's the GOAT. I want to say media tour for years now. And when you look back, if we don't want to give him the exclusive GOAT title, he's got to be one of the GOATs because he was one of the first rapper actors. He had a TV show, and he introduced us to the worldwide clothing label, called FUBU, right? So L Cool J did a whole bunch of things that kicked the door open for a lot of these rapper actors that you see. I mean, of course, Will Smith, Queen Latifah, yes, but LL was still dropping bombs as far as albums was concerned at the same time. I remember when he was on the show in the house, like the Hey Lover with Boys to Men video premiered like after the episode went off. Like he was that huge, and that was on NBC at the time. So he had to be, you know, a worldwide figure for them to even do that. Because the only other person that was doing stuff like that at the time was Michael Jackson. He would shut down Fox, and they would premiere his videos on Sundays before The Simpsons. So give LL his flowers. Let that man be a legend. Let him be one of the GOATs. He did build Def Jam. Contrary to what people might believe, it wasn't Run DMC. It wasn't Curtis Blow as they portrayed in Crush Groove, but it was definitely I Need My Radio and I'm Bad LL Cool J. So shout out to him. Um, yo, big thing with our culture. When I say our culture, I mean big thing I see with like people of color, right? Why do we hate on each other so much? Why is this crab in the barrel or the bucket thing so real? Like, why don't we genuinely want to see people succeed? It's just a question that I have, but I really want to know, like, how come we don't deal with each other with love and positivity more often? Um, you know, it's just a thing that I've been thinking about like daily. And how come, we don't do it more often? Like, I know every day is not perfect, right? And every day you're not going to be positive. But when it comes to, people that you know or people that you claim to love, like, how come you're not loving on them and being positive with them? How come you don't want to see them succeed? They doing something good. You're not sharing it, you're not posting it. And I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not perfect either, so I'm not posting or sharing everything that people are doing either, but I try my best, right? And so, I'm not a hater. Like, right? I'm not a hater. I want to see people grow. I want to see people do the things that they doing out here in the world. So, if I see something, that's good, positive, and moving in the right direction, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna comment, tell you good job, you doing what you're doing and all that. But I was just wondering, like, how come I see that, we don't work together with each other very often. Like, we kind of jump on once everybody else jumps on. Like, why not from the beginning? But you want to side eye it and kind of look at it like, I don't know, I'm gonna hate on it from over here, when you could very well just be positive with the person and help them from the start. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Like, we don't have to have the hater mentality or the crab in the bucket mentality. We could be pushing our fellow brothers and sisters to heights that they, unknown, that they haven't seen, and pushing them in the right directions. It's just my opinion. Yo, like I said, this wasn't going to be long. That's pretty much all I got to say. Um, for all the parents out there with the holiday season coming up, I do want to say, like, do what you can do, stay in your lane. Um, your kids will be happy with whatever you could provide. Um, as long as they're grateful, right? Grateful kids. Don't try to do too much. Don't extend your pockets further than you need to. Um, and that's just my little piece on holiday spending. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm definitely gonna be done. The greatest Christmas album of all time is the Jackson 5. There's no debating. Peace and love. We done. I'm out.